Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Nuclear Throne. Alright. I'm not good at this game in any way, shape, or form. But as as is tradition, this episode that is going to completely change for no reason at all other than the fact that I feel like I can do it. And I can get it to the Nuclear Throne, and not only get there, but win. And make you all proud. Oh, make you all proud. You will all be so happy with me. You'll be like, wow, I didn't think he had it in him. And then he did it. That's what it's going to be like. See, I unintentionally killed this guy. I didn't even mean to kill him, and I killed him. That's the kind of game we're going to have today. Alright, we are going to need a different weapon, because we're going to run out of this laser pistol ammo real quick. And a screwdriver is not the best way to handle that, in my opinion. You know what, we'll do second stomach, because that's kind of important. Alright, so big bandits here. There we go, got him. Shit, I thought, you gotta be kidding me. He should have died from that. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh god. Fuck off. There's a med kit there. Cool. 2 med kits, actually. That's pretty helpful. So let's see, after we kill this guy, I guess, what's in here? Another fucking screwdriver! You gotta be kidding me! Lay off with the screwdrivers! Alright, I don't need them. I genuinely don't. Please. Have mercy on me. Stop giving me screwdrivers. What do we want here? We'll take Lucky Shot. You know, this may be a time to start using the slugger. Even though the laser pistol could totally work with these guys, and it would probably have the same effect, it requires me to shoot more. Not only that, but the slugger can take out multiple rats at one time, so best to handle it that way. Of course, if I run out of ammo, I'll just switch back to the laser pistol, but if we're talking preferences, I'm going to use the slugger here. These guys are so fucking annoying. There we go. Oh. No, it's 2 hits for the rats with the laser pistol. Never mind. Thought it was 1. No, it's 1. Yeah, it's 1. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know that that was the case, actually. How many fucking enemies are on this floor? We get a freaking disc gun. Alright. Maybe we'll get a better gun next floor. And I could have taken Rhino Skin there, but I'm not going to take it if Bloodlust is available to me. Just doesn't make real sense. Oh, come on with that bullshit. I mean, I should have known that that would have happened. But I mean, still, like, why? You know, it didn't have to be that way. Oh, shit. I was not paying attention. But I mean, seriously, it didn't have to be that way. We could have worked things out. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Alright. We go rhino skin again. This time we can actually take it. Or we actually want to take it. Oof. Wrench. I'm not gonna use that. Alright, let's see if we can get up to level 3 before this floor is done. Because if we can, that would be really good. Oh, and there's a laser pistol. But I like my shotgun better. Excuse me, so we'll hang on to that. Damn it. Couldn't fucking upgrade. Are you kidding me? We were so close. So close. I could taste it. Big bandit. Oh, stop it. Damn it. I am not dying to you. I'm just not having it. You can suck a giant fucking dick. Get in here. Make it a little easier on me. Oh, I'm real lucky. I'm using a lot of ammunition, though. Trying to take these guys out. Alright, there we go. Get our third mutation. No, second mutation. And we'll get Lucky Shot. Because we can use all the ammo that we can get. I thought it was coming up here. He's not. So, how have been things going, guys? Man, I am, I can English well today. How have things been going? You know, how was your weekend? I know it's Tuesday, but still worth asking. I mean, my weekend was pretty alright, I gotta say. Went to a wedding on Saturday in, downtown Pittsburgh. We were actually... It was at a church that is on a hill, or I guess you could even call it like a cliff, almost, that is, you know, that kind of like surrounds Pittsburgh. Because if you've ever seen Pittsburgh, it's surrounded by these mountains, and it's kind of like wedged in between them in almost like a valley. And so this church was on top of one of those places, and it was actually really cool because you had this awesome view of the entire city from the church. So, I mean, that's pretty nice. Yeah, I attended a wedding, one of my cousin's weddings. And then we had the reception on one of the Gateway Clipper boats, which, if you're from Pittsburgh, you know what those are. The Gateway Clipper fleet, they take you around on the rivers that surround Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh is surrounded by the Ohio River, the Allegheny River, and I forget what the other river is. Some other big river that I just can't think of at the moment. But, Yeah, about 3 different rivers run through Pittsburgh, and the Gateway Clipper Fleet is a fleet of boats that take you through those rivers, and we were on one of them for the wedding reception. And the food was good. They served a lot of good food, actually. It was some of the best food I've had in a while, I gotta say. They had salmon, they had veal parmesan, which I'm assuming you guys know, but veal is deer. They had just some regular, well, not necessarily regular, but they had some chicken. And they also had potato wedges, like these potato wedges that were like, I don't want to say fried because that's not accurate, but it's almost like they were fried. Yet they were, definitely the kind of potato wedges you would order in a fancy restaurant, Not something you would get from KFC or something like that, Thank you for doing my bidding. But the food was really good. It was really good. I had a good time with that. Wedding reception was fun all around. We were on the boat for, I think, around 4 hours. Yeah, 4.5 hours. Which may seem like a long time, but when you're on one of those boats, in Pittsburgh, which is so scenic, you just have so much to look at the entire time. You got the skyline you can look at. You're just, there's a bunch of different things going on. Overall, it's a very good time. They offer sightseeing tours on those boats. So if you want to, take a tour of Pittsburgh or something, or go sightseeing in Pittsburgh, those boats are fantastic for that. And not only do you get to sightsee Pittsburgh, but you get to see the rivers and the outskirts of Pittsburgh a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Yeah, Pittsburgh's just a great town to be in all around. I am biased because I am from there, but I don't live there now, but I am from there. So I am a little biased, but I'm from Cleveland, and I don't really talk up Cleveland all that much because there isn't nearly as much to do in Cleveland as there is Pittsburgh. And KDKA, which is the ABC station in Pittsburgh, said that Pittsburgh was voted the third best major city in the United States. I don't know according to who or voted by who, but that's what they said, and I thought that was pretty cool, considering that, one, I'm from there, two, I always felt that Pittsburgh never got the recognition that it deserved, for rebuilding itself after the collapse of manufacturing in the United States. There's a lot to do. It's a great city. The weather is usually pretty good there at all times, except for the winter. And even the winters aren't that bad anymore. Cleveland, it's still Cleveland winter, but there it's not that bad. Just a great city to be in all around. It's a very progressive city too. And you wouldn't expect that from a city, I guess, that's in the Rust Belt, but it is. It's a relatively progressive city in the sense that, they're not necessarily that they impose progressive ideology, which they do, every major city does, but that's not necessarily what I mean. I more so am talking about, just, I don't know, they're always innovating in some fashion. They utilize the tax dollars to improve the city, which every city does, but they do it to a large degree. So, I really recommend checking the city out if you ever get the chance. Ooh, fucking triple machine gun. Yeah. Cleveland, as I mentioned, is a little worse in terms of things to do. Still a very nice city. I love being here, but it's just, like, there just isn't as much to do. You know, you have your restaurants, you have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you want to take an hour drive down to Canton, you can see the American Football Hall of Fame. So I mean, there are those things to do, which everybody does. If you visit Cleveland, those are the quintessential things you do. But other than that, you know, you have your typical restaurants, you have, you know, sports events, you have beaches, I guess, but Cleveland weather never really allows for you to ever visit a beach, or rarely does it. Not only that, but the weather in general is just bad most of the time. So, I mean, like, there just isn't a whole lot to do there. And, they're working on that. Of course, recently they held the GOP National Convention there for the 2016 election. They have been vying to make themselves a better place to visit, sort of like what Pittsburgh did. Because Cleveland was just as big into manufacturing as Pittsburgh was. So they're trying their best to recover from that too. They haven't done as well so far. But they are working on it, so that's good. They're not at that point yet, you know, where they're necessarily worth visiting, in my opinion. If you're going to be there for a weekend, you'll have enough to do for a weekend. But if you're going to be there for longer than that, I'm not too sure you'll have something to do the entire time. Which is just how it is, you know. I mean, they're working on it. Hopefully they improve upon it soon. But as of right now, that's just how it is. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. That car fucking exploded out of nowhere. Alright, well, we're gonna end this episode here. You know, that time fucking flew by. You know, because I was just talking about something that wasn't the game. You know, and I had this discussion with Hawalder from the Game Train, in a couple Serious Sam episodes we recorded, which are not going up yet. They will be going up sometime next week. At some point, whenever a series ends on the channel, and it's looking like Anti-Hero is the series closest to coming to an end right now. But whenever a series ends, those videos will be going up. But we were talking about what, you know, like what makes videos entertaining to watch. You know, why we watch particular YouTubers and whatnot. And one of the things that we talked about was how, you know, one of the things I brought up was that my favorite YouTuber probably right now is Northern Lion, and one of the reasons I like him so much is that he just always has something to talk about, and not only that, but he can, you know, maybe take a topic that doesn't sound so interesting on the surface and make it seem interesting, you know. And the example I gave was him talking about, you know, the stuff they sell in movie theaters and why they sell those particular things. And, you know, on the surface, that sounds like, oh, why would anyone want to talk about that? That just seems, you know, like boring, you know, and not fun to talk about. But he makes it fun to talk about, you know. That's just who he is. That's his personality. That's That's just how he has built his brand and why he essentially has almost 800,000 subscribers. So that's kind of what we were talking about. And I've been trying to develop that into my own commentary. It's much harder for me right now because I'm just now like really starting to try and focus in on it. But you know, I've been trying to work it in. And you know, today like early on in the episode, I was beginning to notice, all right, you know, like I'm running out of stuff to talk about in terms of the game. I got to bring up something else. You know, and just bringing up stuff that's going on in my life, bringing up stuff that's going on in the world, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be politically related. And I'm not going to go down that path. But, you know, just bringing up stuff that's going on in the world, you know, you find something to talk about. And, you know, it just makes for decent commentary because you have something to talk about and you're not just talking about the game the entire time. And Walter said something good too. He was like, I mean, yeah, I can kind of see what's going on screen. I don't need you to explain it for me necessarily. You know, you can talk about something else and make it entertaining for me. You know, so that's kind of the approach I'm trying to take. It may not always seem that way, especially with something like Anti-Hero, where I constantly kind of have to be talking about what's going on at all times because there's so much going on that, you know, you kind of need to address everything. And then Binding of Isaac is the same thing as this, though, where you don't necessarily need to be talking about what's going on screen. You can be talking about anything while still playing the game. So that's kind of something I'm working on. Hopefully I did a decent enough job today. If you guys feel I did, let me know. If you guys feel I didn't, let me know. If you have any other tips or suggestions for things along those lines, let me know as well. Because it's something I'm trying to work on and something I'm hoping to develop naturally into my commentary so that, you know, that kind of commentary comes habitually at that point and I don't have to worry about focusing on it anymore because it just comes naturally and it becomes habitual. So anyway, just wanted to bring that up. Sorry, that was my phone. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. If you guys are enjoying this series, let me know down in the comment section below. Like the video and share it with your friends. That lets me know you want to see more of any game series I do here on the channel. The link down to the game is in the description box down below if you want to pick it up for yourself. And if you guys enjoyed this video in particular, again, all likes and comments are greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel for more gaming content. I play all sorts of games on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you very much. And I'll talk to you later.